What fears do you experience?
Oh, shit. What do you fear the most? I had a fucking flashback of what I fear the most, and I fucking just broke.
But man, I don't even want to like say my other fears. Like, maybe nah.
Don't scare me though.
Yeah. Those ones
No, go ahead, bro. If you don't have to answer it, but if you want to, go shoot.
I think that's what you said about your mom is. I think my biggest fear is probably.
Welcome back, guys, to episode 3 of the Vault Podcast. This is your host, Jason.
Co-host Hayden.
And today we got something a little different. We're going to do a segment called the 10 Qs, where we're going to be asking each other 10 questions, right? Each completely surprise questions. I don't know what he's going to ask me. He doesn't know what I'm going to ask him. And then we're going to roll from there. So, without further ado,
Off the top,
off the top, you want to kick us off real quick? Yeah, go ahead. You ask first, bro.
All right, here we go.
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous too. So.
All right. So, why do you think you are where you're at in life today?
Damn. So, I guess I'll start like from the bottom, like army wise. Why even join the army, right? Because I know it's gonna be long. I'll try to make it quick. I joined the military because probably like 10% patriotism. And I'm gonna be honest, like 99% of the people that join the military that I've met, didn't join because they're like, "Ooh, America, hoorah!"
Yeah.
I mean, I'm keeping it real. At least for me, I joined because like my mom was a single mom, and it was me and my 2 sisters. So I was like, bro, I want to do something. I want to do something to help them out. And like the fastest way that I saw doing so was the military. Not only that, but my sister had also joined before me, and I was like, damn, can't let her make me look like a bitch,
Yeah.
So I joined the military, but honestly, it's one of the best like decisions that I made. I joined and I did that, and every single experience and everything that happened, like all the people that I've met, the leaders that I've met, the friends that I made, have completely like made me who I am today. And then moving forward, like my job now, what I do now, IT, like software engineering, or IT consulting. I wanted to do that because there's not a lot of like Hispanics in that industry that I've seen. And especially my family, bro. It's like all we know is like construction, carpentry, like hard labor stuff, like cutting grass, you know what I mean? And I was like, ain't no way I'm doing that, bro. Like I've done like the work. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't want to do labor stuff, right? But I've done like the dumbest shit. I slept in mud. I slept in dirt. I slept in the cold in the military. Like I slept next to rats in Afghanistan, eating my food, my MREs, my like last pair of salt crackers. You know what I mean? So like, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing a fucking freaking job that's gonna be like out in the sun, and like if I don't have to, I'm not going to. You know what I mean? I will make myself marketable enough or like knowledgeable enough to do something that doesn't put me in that same environment. And not only that, but I wanted to kind of show my family that this is an opportunity that we have. Like it's not a thing that when we grow up, like, oh, that's not for us. It's not for our people. And like, it sounds kind of ignorant, but it's true. Like, bro, growing up, that's kind of like the mentality that we adopt.
Yeah.
Oh, we're Hispanic. It's not for us. We're Mexican. It's not for us. You know what I mean? Like, that's for other people. And so I was like, nah, like, I was like, fuck that. Like, I don't want that to be for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to make an excuse. So I went down the route and chased IT, right? And then like kind of found like a niche in like cloud and stuff. And then now that's kind of what I do. Now I do like software engineering, which is really cool too. And it kind of changed my life. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have friends that do all kinds of like hard labor work and jobs. And I mean, I'm like, hey, power to you. You know what I mean? And sometimes they'll be like, oh, you little sissy. You're in your little office at home in the AC. And I'm like, look, listen.
It is nice.
It's nice.
It is nice.
It's nice. I was like, look, I'm tough, but I ain't dumb. All right. So I was like, so you can say what you want to say. You know what I mean? But so that puts the cap on like job wise, and then like buying a home, right? Like I think I mentioned in the previous podcast, like part of that American dream for everybody, it's like having the house, because it's part of, you gotta get married, get the dog, yeah, get the nice whip, and get you a house. And I was like, I really want a house because in my internal, like my mom, my dad, my siblings, they don't have a house, like, so I was like, I don't necessarily want to be the first one, but I want to achieve that goal, and I want to show them that, hey, this is possible for us. Like, if I can do it, you can do it too. And if I get a house, you also have a house too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I went like deep, bro. Like, that's what, changed my circle, started talking to all kinds of different people and changing my own perspective, my own mind too. Like YouTube videos, forums, all kinds of different stuff, books, whatever. I was like deep diving, and I was like, all right, I want to get a house, but I want to get it the right way. I don't want to get it for others and impress others and just to say like, I got it, I got the house, and then I can't even crunch numbers at the end of the month. I'm eating like ramen noodles because I'm like struggling to pay my mortgage, bro.
Yeah.
But that's why I got the house. I wanted my people, and when I say my people, I mean like the Hispanic, Latino community friends that I have. They're also like Latino community that grew up the same way, that grew up like jumping apartments to apartments, or maybe like rentals to rentals. That I never actually had a home, to be like, bro, it's possible for us to do it. Like, don't make the excuse of like, bro, our race doesn't do that. Not true, bro. Like, look, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And
it's a character thing.
Yeah, bro, it's a character thing, and
it's also like you're motivating. Like, I don't. It's like you're not having any intent, like you said, to like show off or do anything like that. It's like, hey, like I'm here to show you that I worked for it.
Yeah.
If I can do it, you can do it. Like, there's nothing special about me. Like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Exactly, bro. I'm no superhuman. Like, I'm no superhuman. It's like what they say in the military, right? When you're like first joining, you look at the dudes that've been in for a while, the NCOs, the sergeants or whatever. You're like, man, like how can this dude just run all crazy? How is he like? It's cold right now and we're wearing shorts and I'm like freezing and he's just looking normal. No, he's making it seem like that. You know what I mean? Like, and you're thinking he's a superhuman, but you kind of grow and adapt to that to become that kind of NCO, because not all of them are like that. But you do the same thing in like the civilian life, where some of your family members or friends, they look at you and like, damn, like, oh, bro's making it happen and he's getting all these nice things, like blah blah blah. But it takes like a certain, like you said, a character. It takes a certain mentality to do what you do. Not, you're no superhuman. It just literally took the decisions that you made, like the routes that you decided to take. But yeah, house, that's why. And what else? Oh, and then you know what? And honestly, I think I like, all in all, I am where I am. I gotta give credit to my wife, because if it wasn't for her, then I probably would not be where I am today. She's definitely been like a backbone, and she's been like a strong part of my life. You know what I mean? Damn, bro, you're making me get a little warm right now. But no, it's true, bro, because she's seen me at my worst. She's been with me through my worst. And there's been multiple times where she could have just got up and left, even when I was deployed or anywhere or training, whatever I was doing. Like, she always supported me. She helped me embrace my manhood. She like helped me realize that like I could do more than I thought I could. And that's a good woman. A woman doesn't take away from you. A woman helps you grow as a person, as a man.
Yeah.
She lets you lead. And she did that for me, and I feel like when a man can lead, you can accomplish so much.
Yeah.
In a relationship. When a woman takes away, and I'm not trying to like draft and tee off, like when she's asking you to change and blah blah blah, they got the wrong woman, in my opinion, But
yeah.
But no, like my wife was always like, like very supportive. She was the backbone to like where we are today.
I will say on the change, there is such thing as good change and bad change. Like for me, my wife, it's crazy because I think that's like number one reason where I'm at today is, my wife as well.
Mm-hmm.
But she made me change for the better. I think once it starts changing your personality to become like this different person where, you start shutting off family or, you're starting to rely off of your wife to make the decisions. You can make decisions together. And she can make decisions, but it's when the decisions are being made for you.
Right.
And it's something that you don't agree with or that's not the best for you. That's when it's kind of like, you got to look at what's the best interest for you and your wife. And whoever has the better decision, then you can go with that. But if it's constantly one person's decision at all times, every time, that's probably not the best route to take. But
1,000%. If that was a button, what you just said, spam, spam.
Yeah.
No, 1,000%, bro. That is like, that is true. We don't take that approach, you know. Like my wife, me and her, were never like that. Because I always say, like, you know, your wife is a representation of you, and you are a representation of your wife, you know. So if she's acting dumb or if she's making stupid decisions, but you're over here trying to like, hey, don't do that. Or if she's doing stupid decisions, you know, like she's like, hey, shut the hell up. You know, okay, you know, something's wrong. You know,
yeah,
like, it's not gonna get better. You know, like or I know some people are like, oh, we'll just have a kid and everything will be solved.
Oh, that's the worst answer, bro. The worst answer is adding a kid to solve your problems,
because they don't take it away. Now the kid's gonna grow up with those problems that were already there.
That's rough.
You know, and it's not the kid's fault.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you know, I don't want to tee off too much.
We're already off.
but yeah, that's you know, that's why I'm here. I'm here because of her. I'm here because of, you know, like my family. Also have a very supportive family, bro. Like my brothers, my brother, my sisters, my mom. They've always been here for me. There's been a few friends that I can like think of like off the top of my head that also like been there for me. You know, like when I need I don't know, someone to talk to at night because I'm feeling, you know, a little emotional or whatever. But that's why I'm here, and you know, like, and I am where I'm at today in my life because of those impacts, some of those people. But like Snoop Dogg said himself, right? Or like, I want to thank me, because if it wasn't for me, then I wouldn't be here too.
Yeah. So what it sounds like, nothing was given to you. You worked for it.
Exactly, bro.
And you had to go through trials and struggle and earn where you're at today.
Exactly, bro. Yeah.
Just wanted to point that out.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. But yeah, that's my answer, bro. That's my answer to the first question.
I like that answer. It's a good one. And so for our next question, we got, do you have a feeling to conquer or rule? Why and where does it come from?
That's a good question. I think I have a feeling of conquering rather than rule, because I don't want to be a king in life. You know what I mean? I want to be like, I just want to be known for my very little losses and my very big achievements. You know, like, and the reason why, I know it's probably not making sense right now, but the reason why is like, it's like where does that come from? Where does that stem from for me? And for me, it's like my mother. You know, like she any challenge, bro, that came at her as a single mother, she made it seem like everything was okay when we were younger. Right, and I didn't really fully understand that till I got older. I was like, damn, so this was going on, and this is why you did that, and that's why you did that. That's crazy, because when I was younger, you know, like even as a teenager, even as a senior, I didn't even know that was going on. But that's how you know she did a good job, you know, because it's her job to not like, hey, I'm going through this. No, she was just like, we're good, everything's good. Just do that. Go with your friends, go travel, you know, go hang out. Everything's fine. She conquered. To me, she wasn't really ruling, you know, like, which in my opinion, conquering doesn't make you any less than ruling. You know, when you're ruling, I feel like people, and this is kind of like my point of view, strive for like some attention, like, oh, I want to rule, I want to be the best motherfucker in every room, right? But I feel like when you conquer, you know that you're the best motherfucker in the room. You don't really got to tell people you're the best motherfucker in the room. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good at my job, and I know that I'm good at it, and I'm doing it. You feel some type of way because of how good I am, right? And now you have the necessity, or you have the feeling to rule when you're working next to me.
Yeah.
But I'm completely unfazed. You know what I mean? I'm just doing what I got to do. I'm just conquering without saying it. I don't know.
There's a little bit in you that you're like, you know what? Test me, motherfucker. Like, find out.
Yeah.
How about test me?
You know, like, and I want to conquer that too. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, and that's what I feel like. You know, like, I feel like I have a feeling of conquering. I want to achieve that. 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 You know what I mean? Continuously, bro. A lot of things in my life. I just want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. But yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I like that answer too. So here we go. We'll go third question. If you're done with that, you go with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
I like that answer. All right. This one's the easy one. If you could meet 3 people that you admire or want to meet, who would it be and why?
Damn, that's a good question. It's a real good question. 3 people that I admire, if I could meet them?
Yeah.
Like anybody?
I would say somebody that's like
Celebrity or like just like
Anybody, I guess. Yeah, anybody.
mm,
Like that has importance to you. It could be somebody that's not even
like family or
not even popular or anything like that. Like,
it's a good question. Man, there's a lot. I got like a bunch of
just
names.
do like
rolling.
three. Just do three quick ones. Like,
Quick ones.
I mean, it doesn't be quick, but like just if you can't decide.
I would say like a Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's one for sure.
Basic.
Like his story is crazy. It's wild, you know. Like you watch all the interviews and like we share some of those videos too. All those like emotions that he like had, like oh man, like Mike Tyson is a monster, bro. You know, he was a beast. He was like a killer. He was like, what did he say? He's like, I am the art of war. Like I'm trained for this. You know, like I know the greats and blah blah blah. But like a lot of people don't know his story. You know what I mean? They don't know like how he was conquering. He was conquering, bro. Everything he was doing, he was conquering. But I would like love to meet him and just ask him some questions and be like, bro, like, what would you do different? Like, or like, you know, like Cus D'Amato, like his coach or his father figure, you know, like, what would you ask Cus today if you had him here, you know, like, or if there's one thing you could change when you were younger, what would it be, you know, or like, what led you to think you were the best and like what helped you fucking accomplish everything that you accomplished? I don't know, like to tap into his mind would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
I think after him, probably. Man, I can't think of other people, to be honest, bro.
Yeah, Mike Tyson's just special.
He is, real talk. I feel like it's because when you asked me that question, like I got like visions that popped up in my head, and like the first person like popped up was him, and I have like other people that I listen to, like motivational speakers and like that, but I don't know if I'd necessarily want to meet them and sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah,
like I would with Mike Tyson. But I mean, I guess like at a smaller scale, maybe even like I don't know, someone like Canelo Alvarez, bro, the boxer. You know,
yeah.
Sit down and just ask him a couple questions too. Get to meet him a little bit, and probably lastly, I don't know who else. Maybe Hayden.
Hey, you don't want to meet that guy?
No, I don't know who else. Maybe like my grandfather's father from my dad's side or my mom's side. You know, like because I feel like they had so much history that we don't even know of. It's just dead. It's just gone now. You know.
Yeah.
And I was actually like telling my little sister this the other day. I was like, man, like my grandma right now, my mom's mom. I was like, there's so much history, so much stuff that she knows, and we haven't even like scratched the surface. We haven't even asked her. You know, like I feel like a lot of my cousins, maybe, and this is just me. I don't know, right? I feel like we don't reach out to her enough, you know, or like hang out with her enough, or like seek her enough to really find out like what our history is like. You know, like how was my mom? Like how was my aunt? Like what are like some of the special memories that you cherish? You know, like stuff like that I would like to ask her.
The hard part about older people too, though, is like my grandma. She's very quiet and she doesn't talk and she doesn't necessarily. It's almost like she doesn't want to give you that information. Like
she had a rough past. Maybe she's like,
I don't know if it's rough. It's just, you know, like older generation, they just don't talk about what they used to do, or I don't know. It's like really weird.
That's true. Yeah.
But I mean, there also is, you know, if you have that relationship with your grandma and that's how your grandma is.
Well, she's like she's reserved too. Not like you said, she's very reserved. But when we do ask her like to tell us something, she'll go full on story mode.
Oh, okay.
You know, like the few times that we have. But I feel like,
dude, my grandma gives me like one word answers, and I'm like, all right, grandma, I'll see you later.
tell me about a time that you had like you really appreciate it. School. Next.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I'll talk with you later. But yeah, that's those are the three people.
Okay.
I know it's kind of whack, bro. You know.
No, it's cool. I mean, hey, that's who you want to meet. So we got, what is the perception you believe others have of you, and what is the perception you want others to have of yourself, right?
Damn.
So what do you believe they have of you, and then what do you want to be giving off?
I think it's gonna sound cocky, but I mean this in the the most uncocky way that I can say it, I think people, like, their perception of me is like he thinks he's all that, or like he thinks he got it, or like he thinks he got everything, or like, or he thinks he's a pretty boy, or he he got it made. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna say I got it made like 100%. I do have it well. I'm blessed to say I have it well, but it wasn't always like that, you know. And if you see me savor in like how I'm living today, you know, I'm gonna do it like carefree, of not caring about what others think. Why? Because I worked for it. You know, like I got to where I am today from blood, sweat, and tears, like literally,
Yeah.
bro. You know, so I should be allowed to enjoy the fruits of my labor. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry for offending you that I worked so hard and bought this Lamborghini and it offends you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think their perception is like that. I had a lot of people always tell me like, "Oh, you little pretty boy, you're not afraid to get dirty." I'm like, bro, man, I wish I could go back in time and take you on the point with me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's see who wouldn't last, or whatever. You know, and like, I know some people think I talk a lot too, which I do. I do talk a lot. I talk a lot. I can talk all day, and like, or like my wife, and I have some friends that are like, you just like hearing yourself talk, huh? And I'm like, nah, I like a good conversation. You know, I like to get to know people deeper than just like the surface. Like even if I'm at work, you know, like if people at work can be very like not robotic, but you know, very formal. And it's just like, all right, bro, drop the formalness. Let me get to know you like human to human.
Mm.
There's only like a select few people that do like allow themselves, and it may be, you know, because they have a reputation they want to upkeep, which I totally understand. But I like to meet people like human to human. Like don't I don't want to know who like the person that you are on Instagram is. I don't want to know the person that you are in your motivational videos, or the person you are like, you know, I don't know, when you're doing something like work or whatever. I want to know who you are. Like who are you truly? Talk to me. You know, like let me get in your head a little bit. Like show me some emotions. The way I want to be perceived, right? But yeah, I think that's pretty much in a nutshell how people perceive me. I mean, I'm sure like I know some people look up to me, and that's like I'm glad. That's amazing. I've had some friends that, bro, like I look up to you, man. Like you're a man. You did it. You know, like you motivate me. You always leave me like with questions. I'm like, damn, like how did he do this? How did he do that? And so that's cool too. Like I'm grateful that some people do think, you know, like I am a person to look up to, you know, and I rather be that kind of person than someone not, you know, like, but the way I want to be seen or perceived is first as a good person, and I hope I'm conveying I'm a good person, a hard worker. You know, like I always work hard. Doesn't matter what it is, bro. That's just me. That's just how I'm wired. It's not because I'm being an overachiever. You know, so I hope I'm perceived like that. I hope I'm like when people challenge my work ethic, I'm like, whoa, like spend a week with me. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then, you know, judge me. But I'm perceived in a way that kind of instills some kind of motivation into some people, you know, like, or if it's not motivation, at least some kind of inspiration to some people. But yeah, bro, I think that's.
I would say I understand the first how you said like how you think like people can perceive you, right? Like I understand that, but I think the people that matter, people that are there to like help your life, I think they feel exactly how you feel like you want to give off. Like I feel that way. Like, I feel like you are somebody that is like, you know, a hard worker, motivational, like, you know, good person.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're asking people that, you know, just kind of envious and, you know, they're not willing to work as hard as you, so it's unfair that you got it kind of thing. That's the perception that they're going to have. But I think for the people that kind of can understand what hard work is and they can appreciate what you have, even though it's not theirs, it's yours, but I can still appreciate your house. Like I appreciate, because I understand the hard work it took.
Right.
So, you know, I look at it like, I think you portray, you are that good person. I think that is kind of like, you know, that is who you give off.
That's damn, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. Let's see. We got. Ooh. What keeps you up at night?
Everything, bro. Everything. If I see a shooting star at night, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? Like, what is that, an alien? Was that Guardians of the Galaxy swollen through? You know what I mean? Like, No, I don't know. I think about life a lot, bro. At night, I think about everything. I would think about the choices that I made the whole day. I'll literally like reflect with myself. I'm like, could you have done something better? Or like, why did you do this? You know what I mean? Like, I'll question myself. And then I'll think far into the future. Like, I'll start thinking about my mom. Like, man, like, eventually my mom will get old. How do I get rich now? Because I want her to enjoy her life. You know what I mean? I think about like eventually I'll have kids. I promise you, bro. Like almost every night. Like that's why I have sleeping issues. Like, I'll think about like, I'm in a good spot today financially. Like I'm blessed to say that, but I'm always like, how do I get more money? Like,
Yeah.
how do I get like this? How do I get
That
like,
you're not like like the hard part about that too is like you're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Exactly, bro.
Like you don't know if you're gonna have your job. You don't know anything that's gonna happen tomorrow. So like just endless possibilities of like what ifs that it doesn't work out. So you're constantly thinking about what ifs that can work out.
Yeah, that's the worst one. I'm telling you, I'll go deep. I'll go deep into that. I'll think about everything. I'll think about like my sisters, my brother. I'll be like, damn, like my brother's doing this. How can I help him? Or like, oh, my sister's doing that. How can I be a better role model for my little sister? Like or like how can I be a better son? How can I be a better husband? Bro. I always asking myself these questions, and after I think I'm done thinking, I'll get on my knees and pray, and then I'll go to sleep. Like straight up, I'm like, God, thank you for allowing me to be able to even breathe, to even have these thoughts, and hopefully I'll wake up and live tomorrow to go another day. But yeah, that's what keeps me up at night. Everything, bro.
I like the end of what you said. I think because I'm on the same boat with you, but when you have that like rush of what ifs and then you just get down and you pray, it's like, bro, it's like a mental reset. You're just like, you know what? I know.
Flip the new batteries on, bro.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I like that answer. Let's see. We got.
What's that? Number 5?
This is number 6 coming up.
Okay.
If you could leave a mark on this world, what would it be? How big or how small of a scale?
If I could, like we're speaking like theoretically here.
Yeah.
Okay. If I could leave an impact, that's what the question was. If I could leave an impact, I would hope the impact would be like. I mean, I bring this up all the time, right? I hope the impact I can make is residual with whoever I touch, whoever I communicate with, whoever I talk to, and I mean that like where. If they go 50, 60 years down in like their lifetime and they're old, they're like, man, I had a friend or I had this person that told me this, and son or wife or friend, like you need to hear it because it was this valuable, like I hope my impact that I leave is residual, bro, to where people actually still talk about it after I'm gone. Like why do we still talk about like Muhammad Ali, who's already been dead for a couple years? Nelson Mandela, who because they left a huge like residual impacts with the stuff that they were doing. I hope like my impact is the same. I hope that it doesn't die like when I die. I hope that like my kids like, oh, we had a grandpa, like he was a bad motherfucker or something. I hope it's residual and it just continues. What was the follow up to that?
And how big of a scale? Big or small? Like just as long as it like what's your scale? Are you thinking family?
If it could be big, if one day the vault blows up because of you guys, right? I hope that the impact could be huge, like global, whatever, worldwide. If not, that's cool. It's okay. As long as my family and any like the people, the kids and my kids' in the future and generations to come, like still kind of adopt or this mentality was passed on, I would know that it was because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I know that everybody was well off after me, then it was because of me. Someone at some point in this generation, in this family branch, flipped the switch, right? That was just turned off for years, and it continued to stay on. And as long as they keep it on, bro, like that impact for me will be good enough.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, I like that. Heck yeah, get me fucking in the zone, dog.
Yeah, we in the zone. No, we were cooking.
What fears do you experience?
Oh, shit. Yo, that until you just scared me, bro.
Yo.
Oh, damn. We having technical difficulties, chat.
And we'll be back. Man, going crazy out here.
What do you fear the most? I had a fucking flashback of what I fear the most, and I fucking just broke. Oh, we'll be back. Just start going fucking crazy, bro. And we're back.
All right. What fears do you experience? What fears do you experience?
What fears do I experience, or like what do I fear, or
yeah, kind of like
what in my life? What have
what
happened that I feared?
No, not like what was a scary moment. More of like if there's something that you don't accomplish. What's that like fear of like I didn't accomplish this, or I'm not gonna do this, or if this happens, oh no, like that kind of, not necessarily oh no.
Okay. What I fear the most. It's the first thing that comes up to my head because I think about it all the time. What I fear the most is, and I know it's coming, the day that I have to say goodbye to my mother. Bro, I fear that. I fear that a lot, bro. And I think about that day a lot because I'm just like I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how. Like a part of me is gonna be gone.
Yeah.
And I fear that day, and I know it's coming. And that's why, like, because I have her, I appreciate her so much. Like now that I have made it, like I don't even care. But like, I'm taking her. I'll try to take her everywhere. We went to Disney not so long ago, and I was like, yo, let's go. I'm taking you. Like you did everything you could to give us, what you wanted, and she tried her best. And I feel like my turn, like my way of honoring her or showing her like you did it, you did a good job, was just like being able to take her around, like visit the places that she never was able to visit. But yeah, bro, that's a hard one. Yeah, that's something I fear. It's not even accomplishing. I don't know. It's like
yeah,
I fear not accomplishing buying a badass Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
But my true fear is the day when I have to say bye.
Yeah. No, that's deep.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's
Don't cry on me, dog, because I'll close the show.
All right, let's change the tone a little bit.
Change the
tone. Do you believe you push yourself hard enough?
I don't think so. That's keeping it a buck. I think I push myself hard, and I think I hold myself to a really high standard with everything that I do. But I think I could push myself harder.
Mm-hmm.
I could be way harder on myself. But like our good friend that we have in common, right? He's always saying like there should be a balance. And you should find your balance, because otherwise you go too far, you lose yourself. You go too short, you're not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be somewhere in the middle. I think, at least for me,
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have a different take on that, but I could be pushing myself harder. So the thing is, I'm pushing myself hard progressively, right? Like I'm achieving these things like that. All right, let me do that. Let me focus on that. Because my problem is I've been to a point where like, no, like no excuses. Let's do everything. Let's do everything at once. And when I try that, I don't accomplish nothing. Because I'm like, I'm giving 10% here, 10% here, 15% there, and I'm not doing nothing. And like the level meters of each thing is just never really getting to 100%.
Yeah.
And then versus like I'm doing these progressive wins where I'm pushing myself, still holding myself to a certain standard. I'm like, bro, do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do that achieved. And that's like the first meter is at 100%. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me pick something else on the area. And while I'm like getting this one to almost 100, then I start jumping on the next one. And I feel like that's a good balance for me. That's a good balance for me. So yeah, I don't think I push myself hard enough?
Hard enough, yeah.
But I do push myself hard.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then kind of like how you said, I think everybody is different on the level of what they can, take. And
that's true, yeah.
And it's not necessarily what they can take. It's on the aspect of like, somebody can handle more of a workload than you. It's more of like, are you valuing these successes I'm not valuing, but are you having a greater reward from these successes
Right.
than just working, and then like you're not seeing any progression
That's true.
because
You're too focused on the work. You
Yeah.
forget all you've accomplished.
yeah,
That's true.
exactly.
Yeah.
So no, I agree with you on that. All right, let's see. Question number 9.
Question number 9.
Wait. All right. Well,
Bro forgot to write questions.
I wrote 2 questions on accident. So the number 1 question is the same exact. Okay, but I do have a good one. I'll
Okay.
replace this one because I have another one after this one.
Okay. So this is 9 though. 9?
9.
9. Okay.
Do you believe in destiny? And if so, like explain why. If not, then maybe just.
So I believe in her when me and Destiny first started dating.
I'm like, bro, what?
No, I just like got your ass. Like, he's like, hold on, wait a minute. Nah. What is destiny, bro?
Really?
Yeah, to you.
Like
Define it for me.
destiny is
You weird.
everything that we do. We're destined to do. What I'm going to do tomorrow, God already knows what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm supposed to be where I'm at. Like tomorrow, the decisions that I'm gonna make 10 years ago, and then 10 years in the future, like you are destined to make those decisions. Yeah.
So it's like
But with willpower, you can change your destiny. But
Okay.
God, that's kind of like what I believe is there's unlimited routes you could take, but your destiny is a route that is already made per decision that you make. So, you know what I mean? Like kind of like that.
yeah. I just wanted to see like what you thought, but no, yeah, I agree. I believe in destiny, right? I think there is whatever it is we decide to call it destiny. That destiny as a whole, right? The concept of our lives pretty much being built out already, and we just have to wake up and go through it. But in my opinion, I don't like just like believing your destiny. Like I think, what if your destiny is just like live a life and become a doctor and that's it? You know what I mean? I don't like the thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell like my wife too, like in your life, it's already written. He will be a son. He will be a husband. He will be a father. He will be a grandpa, and then he would die. He'll get a job. He'll get a good career. He'll buy a house. He'll probably get a dog. He'll make a friend or two. And that's like, to me, that's like the script, right? The destiny that's already written for us. And to me, that's just existing, right? Because these things are already built for us. You're existing to just take on this role that was built for you. And I always tell my wife, like, when you live, you start doing things outside of that script.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but who do you think is writing that destiny for you? Like on that scale, 'cause that sounds like that's like a, like indoctrinated scale, kind of.
Well, for me, it's like, from a religious standpoint, like God has this destiny built out for you, right? But I think it's not just one; it's multiple. Like He has this one main route, and then these what will happen or what could have happened if you took these routes, you know. And there's like great versions of yourself. There's okay versions of yourself. There's like versions of yourself, and then there's just like the worst versions of yourself.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is like, each of those routes has like a base checkpoints, the base checkpoints that I'm talking about right now, like you'll be married, you'll do this, right? Because like if I ask you right now, who are you, and I tell you to write it down on paper, what are you gonna write? I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a cousin. What else are you gonna write? I'm a pilot. You know what I mean? But some of those things you're already like you're already expected. Life is already expected for you to have those things, to do those things, to be those things. What in that note that you're writing down, when I ask you who are you, what jumps out at you and says like, damn, like nobody thought, or I didn't even think I was gonna do this. I didn't think I was supposed to do this. Right? What are you doing that's making you live?
If you're asking me, I mean, if like the question is for me, I think all those. Yeah. Like, because just where I came from, where I was raised, like like we've already talked about, I was a single parent the
Yeah.
way my dad was, I just, I wanted to be different. I wanted to have a relationship that was like not necessarily what I mean by serious is like a serious relationship. No, I meant like, loving a caring relationship. So
Mhm.
like I changed, like I feel like that was part of like my change. Like I went through what I had to go through as a kid. So that way, like my destiny was to be able to become a good father, to be able to become a good husband. Like, I mean, I don't know. I said it last time too. Is like, but I graduated high school with like a 1.1 GPA. Like,
Yeah.
there was no, like, I don't believe that if I didn't meet my wife, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I feel like I was destined to meet my wife. Like, I was destined
True,
to
yeah.
make hard choices. I was destined to break my wrist. Like, because if I wouldn't have broken my wrist, I wouldn't even be in the seat today. Like,
That's true.
if I didn't go through the life that I lived, I wouldn't have joined the military. If I didn't, like those kind of things. Like,
And that I agree with.
but and I see what you're saying too.
I believe in destiny in that sense. You
Yeah.
know, like I do firmly believe it. You know, like why am I here with you today? Could have been somebody else.
Yeah,
You know, like or you could have been in somebody else's house,
yeah,
building or somebody else's studio, I should say. You know, like filming a different podcast. But here we are today because of destiny.
Yeah.
We were supposed to meet.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
It's kind of like, do you believe everything happens for a reason? To not have a name behind it, or
Yeah.
like a kind of like a spiritual thought behind it. It's like, do you think everything happens for a reason?
I think we touched on this our first episode.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
we did.
I already know what you're gonna say. But to me, to an extent,
Yeah.
yes, to an extent. To an extent.
Okay.
I don't want to go deep on it, but
No, it's
you know why. Guys, if you don't know why, go back episode 1 and you'll see why I believe in things happen for a reason to an extent. Hayden, though, if you tell him that we're gonna be here all day.
I'll explain to you ins and outs, goods and bads.
Check episode 1. Check episode 1.
And I want to say something real quick because we're fucking tangented, but because I rewatched that podcast
Mhm.
and I was like, I think everybody has. I was talking about like you have the capabilities to change your life,
Mhm.
and I want to like point this out too, because your destiny is not only decided by God but also by your past. And what I mean by your past is kind of like your parents and your grandparents, because I also realize there's a lot of people that are, I mean, if you look in either like China workshops, or like what is it, South Africa or Central America, where they're doing all like the coal mining and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's almost like it's like labor camps
Yeah.
for like little kids, and it's like, so you're gonna tell me that that was that kid's
That was
destiny?
their destiny. Yeah.
But I promise you this, and it's arrogance, and this comes from me not being in that position. But I promise you this too: if I was put in that position, I would rather fight and die than become a fucking slave. And a lot of those kids that are going in there, and I'm not trying to be rude or an asshole or anything like that, but I would rather my kid either not be born into a slavery or fight my way out of that slavery. And I think you have right the idea of power of numbers, like all those kind of things, like whatever. So that's where it's just like it took you a certain point to get to where you were at, for you to live out that destiny or to live out that reason. Like, I mean, I don't support it at all. I think it's ridiculous. I would love to go fight for them, but
that's a good point though that you bring up.
Yeah,
because
like, we talk a lot about like what happens in our life and what happens like that, and it's hard to go back and rewatch it because we're for everybody that's watching right now, we're in a bubble. Like, we're literally in this room right now, so everything that we talk about and everything we think of, we're typically thinking of on the scale that you and I know, and a little bit past that, to get each other to know more. But when you go home and you're like chilling in your bedroom and you're starting to think of like the real world problems and what's going on,
That's true.
and you're like, damn, I can't believe I said that, because there's people out there that are living under a bridge. There are people out there that are slaves today, like
or the
like,
children that are born into sex trafficking.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's their destiny. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and I don't think it is either. Like and that's where it's like it's very hard to say some of the things, because it's not everything. Like, you have to give exceptions, like because there's very, very extreme cases out in the world today. Just because, anyways.
Facts.
Sorry.
No. That's a good point. That's a good point they bring up. That's why I always say to an extent.
Yeah.
but no, yeah. I mean, but all in all, yeah, I do believe in destiny. To an extent.
All right, so and then this one's that ended off on like an easy one, kind of
Okay.
maybe. It's not too crazy,
Okay.
but who do you relate to the most in a movie or a TV show? Like, who would you say you are if that character portrayed you?
It's a good question. Or movie.
Or movie, yeah, movie, show, anime.
See, I got all these like characters and stuff. Just pulling up.
Pick the one that sticks out the most.
Probably Pikachu. I'm just playing, dog.
I'm
Damn,
like-
man, the way you looked at me, that's crazy.
I'm like, hey man, I don't know.
He's like, if you want to be Pikachu,
Shit,
all
I
good.
choose you.
Nah, I don't know. That's a good question, bro. I think I was gonna say the Hulk. Like when I was growing up, him and Spider-Man were like my favorite character. I'd say like if we're talking about like maybe superhero, you know, like movies.
No, I mean, if that's who it sticks out to you, it doesn't have to be like, man, it could be any movie, anything like that. But
Yeah.
if a superhero sticks out to you, because we know you got an ego, you know.
Yeah, you know. So
We got a superhero.
so back up.
Nah, I'm just messing with you.
No, I think I got two. I got two, or maybe more than two. But I got like the first that pops in my head, Hulk, right? Because like the thing with Hulk is the angrier he gets, the bigger he grows. But like the bigger he grows, the more he accomplishes. You know, like you watch the movies, and in the essence of like he's like crushing all kinds of shit and breaking like what was that? I think it was Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron, right? Where he fucking punches the thing that's supposed to weigh like a million gazillion tons, and the thing just flops. You know what I mean? But he was angry. So I think Hulk, I resemble that. I feel like in my life, the anger I got, I didn't necessarily react to it in a like destructive way, but I reacted to it in a like, all right, watch me way, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it done. I'm angry, you know, I'm angry. And another one, you watch the show Suits, came out like a couple years back. You don't watch Suits, dog?
I've seen a preview on Netflix, and it looks fire. The one where he's like, "Come, like, ask me any question on the
on the
board or
book?
something like that."
Yeah, on the like the law book or whatever.
Yeah, so I have wanted to see it, but I haven't.
It's good. It's good. I would say I like to relate to Harvey Specter. He's like the one of the main guys, protagonist in the show. And he's just like this dope lawyer, you know, like he's like unfazed by a lot of people, and he's just doing his thing, and he's just like the best at what he does, you know what I mean? And like for me, like I feel like that's my approach on a lot of things. You know, like I like to be really good at things, and when I'm not, I recognize that I'm not. You know, like I give credit where it's due. If this person beside me is better, cool. You know, like we were talking about earlier in a conversation we're having this morning, right? Like, if I'm surrounded by people that are smarter than me, then I consider myself blessed. I don't consider myself threatened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but for me, like in the military, like I wanted to know my job in and out, left, right, up and down. You know, I wanted to know everything. I wanted to just like if someone needed or had a question or needed like an SME, right, on radar or whatever, like I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be him.
Yeah,
You know what I
he
mean?
is him.
And I am him. And I feel like that's why I got promoted. I didn't get promoted because I was like, oh, you're good at PT. Nah, like yeah, I was good at PT also, but because I knew my shit. You know, like I knew my shit, but I was also confident in my shit. Like you got to be confident in what you think you know, right? You know what they say, like it's like speak like you know it all, but listen like you don't know nothing. And that was me.
Yeah,
Like you know, like and Harvey, you watch the show, bro. Harvey Specter, everything he says, even the times that he has been checked, he'd be like, okay, bet I'll be back. You know, like he acknowledges, okay, you got me, but I'll be back with some more info to get you on something.
yeah.
So yeah, Hulk and Harvey Specter is a good little merge, but
H&H, dog.
H&H, though. Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, those two. But yeah, is that your 10 questions?
That's it. That's 10.
Dang.
That's 10 of them right there.
All right, here we go. I'm letting y'all know right now. My questions are on a different level.
Damn it. He should have told me. We kind of talked about it. It was going to be a little more
It's gonna be more
chill.
It's gonna go boom. It'll get better as we go down my list.
We gonna see.
But I promise you guys, he doesn't even know what's coming. they're completely like surprise questions. Look at him. He's shaking.
I'm scared.
He's shivering in his timbers. All right, guys, about to get real. I'm about to ask him his 10 Qs. So stick around. Don't leave just yet. Stick around. Watch. It's about to get crazy.
All the listeners, good luck.
Yeah, good
I'm
luck.
a little severe, a little crazy. I'm a little extreme. So if you don't like my answers, I don't like you.
He didn't take his meds this morning, so you can already
I'm just
tell.
kidding.
You ready?
Yep.
Ready, bro. Question 1. Do you believe you are a go-to person, or are you the person that goes to others?
I'm gonna assess this question.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in the past,
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely a go-to others person. A lot of times, people that would come to me, there are times where when people did come to me, I was able to help, and I was able to be the person to go to. But I felt like majority of the time was more I'm going to others.
Yeah.
But I will say I have transitioned into more of the person you can go to. And I love to be the person you can count on and be there for you. And to finish it off, I would say that the hardest part about it, though, now, or not necessarily that it's hard, it's more of like I've kind of, I wouldn't say burnt bridges, but it's more of the aspect of people have known me from my past to not be able to count on me. So now it's like when I try to tell people you can count on me, they're kind of like, can I count on you?
Yeah.
And the really close people, the really like the people in my close circle or like that I'm still very close with, they know that I've changed. They can acknowledge that I've changed, but there's other people out there that are kind of just like, they're still like,
I don't know.
Yeah. But it's also because they haven't been around me like during my change, So
that makes sense. It's a good answer.
Yeah.
I like that.
Gotta self-reflect.
Yeah. You assessed it pretty good, you said. Are you ready? Question 2. How do you want your future kids to remember you? Put the Oreo in the milk on that one, huh?
Yeah. That's a good one. I want to like think about these, I want to be, again, that go-to. I want to be the person they can go to. I want to be the person to where, I thought about this a lot, is not be scared to come ask me about a problem that they're having. Like, I don't want them to feel like they messed up and they can't come talk to me about it.
Yeah.
I want them to know that there are consequences for your actions, but I'm also here to help you. And I want you to learn through it, not like just be punished the entire time. Yeah, exactly. I also want them to be able to look up to me. Like, I want to be somebody that can be looked up to, whether that's like with love, with mentality, with physicality, like all these kind of things.
Yeah.
Just I want to be important.
Yeah.
But I want to be like not necessarily the like, oh, this guy's important to me. No, like I want to do all the things that important people do. Like I want to be wise. Like I think wisdom is, I pray for like wisdom a lot. If I could have wisdom, I think that's like the biggest thing. But wisdom comes from experiences. Right. So if you don't experience anything, you won't be wise. I just want to be a good teacher.
You want to be able to have answers to the questions that they have.
Exactly. And again, like them know that they can count on me even when they're in the wrong, and they know that it might not be the outcome that they want by coming to me, but it's the best outcome that they could have.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So whether it's good or bad, like I can trust my dad. I can ask my dad.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I might get, punished. I might not, but I know I can trust him by asking him or telling him. Like, my dad is my best friend, I think. Well,
I like I want to be my children, like my kids' best friend, but I want them to know that like I'm not your best friend either. If that makes sense. Like
like you're you're their best friend, but you're also the main dog in the house.
Yeah. Like, have you ever seen those kids where, like, when we were growing up, where they're like, their mom is their best friend and they're like smoking weed with their mom, and then like, they get away with those things. Like, that's not the best friend that I mean.
Yeah.
But I want them to have a
A
be
friend
like
in
a
you.
friend.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. That's how it was for me. Like me and my mom. Like, not to take away from your cues, but like she was always like, anything I could go to her for anything, whether it was good or bad. Like when I got in my first car accident, I was like shaking like crazy. I was like, yo, I just crashed the Honda, and I started crying. I was like, bro, I'm gonna get in trouble. She's gonna beat my ass. But no, she gave me a hug. Like just like you said, you want to be a parent where you can still be like you can trust me,
Yeah.
And she was like, it's good. And once everything was chill and everything, then she beat my ass after, but but I was like, damn, I crashed it like a week ago. And she was like, yeah, but you still owe me, you still gotta learn. But
yeah, no, I like that take. I've never, because I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, but if my kids ever get in a car accident, I've never thought about it like that, like for them to do something stupid, and then it's all just how can you react.
Yeah,
because if you react too quickly, then you might scare them. You can scare them even more. Exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah, because she was all like, you're alive, you're good, it's all good. She literally hugged me for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she was like, bro, I'm gonna beat your ass right now.
Yeah.
But I like that answer, bro. Question 3. You ready?
3 of them.
If you could go back in time, what year would you travel to and why?
Man, I would. Okay, two answers. And I don't know which one I would pick. I'd probably pick I'll give you my first answer, but I'd give you my first answer would be, I would go back in time to a certain point to where I could see, how my last name, like, I'm very, I've been on that, we talked about it, like who and where I came from, and like, how important was not necessarily important, but how,
like your lineage.
How, yeah, exactly. Who were my ancestors, and like, what did they do? How did they accomplish what they did? Like, kind of things like that. But the second one, and this is more of like, if we had to put a date on it, it would be, man, I would want to go back to a time where the pyramids were being built, right before, right after, kind of like right around that time frame, because I don't believe the pyramids were built by slaves. There's no fucking way.
Oh shit, here we go.
Excuse my language. All right, we've been cussing a lot. I'll try to clean it up a little bit. But I don't believe that the pyramids were built by slaves.
They were built by slaves, bro.
It's okay. It's okay for you to believe that.
You know why?
Why?
You come with me to the beach, I'll build you crazy pyramid.
Yeah,
nah,
you're gonna line them perfectly with the stars and perfectly with like other buildings and stuff like that across the entire world.
I'll put it exactly parallel to whatever buildings in front or behind the beach. Nah, I'm just playing.
Yeah,
no, that's a good.
I believe that it was a what is it? Advanced. Fuck, that's
advanced. Okay.
I believe it was an advanced civilization that, they either left or they built something that destroyed the earth, because I don't know. I don't know exactly that, but I believe it was an advanced civilization. There's no way. You ain't telling me.
That's a good answer.
Bro, we can't even get the roads picked up in 2 to 10 years. And you're going to tell me that somebody can pick up a 2-ton block and put it in a perfect place? Not happening.
That's true. There's been like 30 potholes down my street that just haven't got fixed up, but the pyramids are, sliced. Yeah, that's a good answer, bro. I think I want to. If you get a time machine and travel back there, take me with you. I want to see you too. Question number 4. What motivates you to work hard?
The fear of failure. I think. I don't know why. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always had like this just feeling of I want to be better. Mm-hmm. Not by saying be better as like I want to be better than everybody. No, I want to be like I want to accomplish everything that I want. And I think the fear of not accomplishing what I want and not having what I want in this life, that is everything is up to how hard I'm willing to work for it.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest fear is not being able to
accomplish that.
To accomplish it, yeah. And I think that's what motivates me. Like I use that fear as like fuel. Like it's kind of like what you're saying is like, you know, you just go to bed and you just have all these like thoughts, like things like that. Like that's what keeps me up at night is, you know, just not being able to, because it's all about consistency, right? You know, just after a long period of time, it's how much are you willing to sacrifice, or when are you willing to give up? And I think my biggest fear is giving up. Like that scares me, dude.
Yeah, because then you're just left with what ifs.
Yeah.
And what if never made it to the ring, right?
Yeah. Then I let, like, how many people do you let down? I let myself down. That's like
true.
the most important person. I let God down. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I've asked for this like every night for God, like to allow me to be this person, to put me through the challenges, so that way I can accomplish my dreams, my goals. And it's like, how bad of a person would I be? How bad would I feel if I just gave up?
Damn.
Like, dude, if it, like, I don't know if you can feel it. Like, dude, it makes me angry. Like, I don't even want to think about giving up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if I did give up, dude, how bad would I hate myself?
Yeah. It's like unfair to yourself. It's unfair to the people that believe in you.
Yeah.
No, that's a good answer. I feel like I can resonate with that a lot. It's a good answer, bro.
This is my sign language, by the way.
Yeah,
this is my key sign. Y'all see me in the streets? The Vault Podcast. Hey, yo, Hayden.
Can we get a small H in the chat? Two small H's in the chat. All right, here we go. Number 5. In your life, who is your hero? I told you they're gonna get deeper and deeper. Now we are cooking with grease.
I have a lot of heroes.
One person, pick one person.
I don't want to sound like a copycat, but dang, I don't know. I would say,
and this is no respect to other people that you also look to as heroes, but
well, because I want to say I view myself in 10 years as my hero. Damn. Like if you could self-reflect 10 years ago, am I doing the right things that I wanted to do when I was 10 years ago? Like when I was 10 years younger? Like, am I the person that I could go to and talk to and give all the knowledge that I wanted 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Am I that person? And I believe that I'm that person. I believe that if I went to myself 10 years ago and then like, you know, if I was 10 years younger and then me today going to that person as the younger person, I'd be like, yeah, like this guy is who I want to be. This is what I like. His mentality, everything that he has, like his wife, his car, his dog, like everything like that, like his house.
I want to be like that.
I want to be like that. And, you know, I'm always chasing that better version of myself. And that's kind of like, I don't want to like be, because that's what Matthew McConaughey said. I believe it was Matthew McConaughey. Okay. He said, yeah, I believe it was him. And ever since he said that, like that's resonated with me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be like who I want to be, but I can learn from everybody else, but I still want to be who I want to be. And so like my hero is myself in the future that can come back and teach me everything that I want to learn to get to that point.
That's well said. I like that.
Yeah.
And this is that's crazy because, well, it's not crazy because I wrote it, but but this next question. The next question is, if you go back in time to give advice to your younger self, what would you tell him?
That's a good one. I like that one. I would say start asking questions about what a man is to you, right? I think that because that's what I'm like focusing on now in life, and I wish I could have focused on that back then. But the specific advice would be, don't give up. This is hard, but I would say like try to be more mature.
Yeah.
Right. As a kid, it's kind of hard to try to be more mature.
That's true.
And try to understand what that maturity is, because you don't have the experiences that you have to mature you.
Right.
At that age. Care more. Be more like I guess like emotional. I guess you could say.
Sympathetic.
Yeah, more sympathetic, more understanding. You know, but keep grinding, baby. Keep grinding.
It's gonna be hard, but keep
It's
grinding.
it's gonna get rough.
Keep rowing that fucking boat.
And I would say appreciate it. I would say that too. That's like probably another one, a very big one.
Yeah.
Is appreciate the struggle more. I like you know, just understand that with that struggle, you know, this is like something that I've learned too, and I think for the last few years I've appreciated it a lot more. But I think even looking back as a kid and growing up a little bit more I wish I would have appreciated the hardships that I went through as a kid more, because I think I would be a different person. But like I appreciate all those changes in life, that the lowest of the lows that I've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point in time now, I can realize when I know something good's about to come, because it's just like when life is so hard and you're like, bro, there's no way it gets harder, and it just keeps getting harder. You're like after that first good day, you're like, oh, this is it. This is it. I'm about to get on. Like, yeah, you gotta ride that way. Like I saw videos like riding the wave, like riding the wave of life, and it's like, you know, every time it gets lower and lower and lower, it's like, bro, you better hold on tight, because you don't want to miss the wave either.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the part of where, like, you know, you can get in depression and stuff like that, and you skip the wave because you're like, I'm gonna stay down here. And I'm like, nah, bro. Like I at this point in time, I hate it when you're going down,
but you like the challenge of it.
But I like the challenge of it, and I'm more grateful and more appreciative of that challenge and that downtime, because I know
they all taught you something too.
Yeah.
They make you who you are today.
Yeah.
Right? They make you bulletproof, so to speak, somewhat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I like that, bro. It's a really good answer. And this leads to my next question. My next question is, this is question number 7. What is your biggest fear? I think you asked me the same thing, something similar, but mine's this: what is your biggest fear?
You know, I like what you answered. That's rough. Yeah. I mean, because if we're going like that's deep. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of like what we were saying earlier, is like, you know, we're at the house and we're kind of watching back, and we're just like, it depends on what environment you're in to answer what things. And on a personal biggest fear of like kind of what's going on with life, like I said, kind of just like not making my expectation of who I want to be myself, not being this good person, not being like who I want to be as a father or as a husband. Like, you know, that's a big fear. Yeah. But man, I don't even want to like say my other fears. Like, you know, maybe nah.
Don't scare me though.
Yeah. Those ones.
No, go ahead, bro. If you don't have to answer it, but if you want to, go, you know, shoot.
I think that's what you said about your mom is. I think my biggest fear is probably losing my mother-in-law. Yeah. Like, just not only how important she is to me, but also for my wife. That's rough. Like,
hey, you're hitting me too, dog. So.
Yeah, no. that was a good one. That's a big fear.
Because she plays a big role in your life, you know.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that. Dude, you know, like, our life's gonna come to an end one day. Yeah. And it's like, that's kind of like where all like your fears tie into is are you gonna live up to your dreams? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like, you know, for everyone listening is, you know, you have to realize you are going to die one day, and it's like, is working at O'Reilly's, is working at Amazon, is working at FedEx.
Is that enough?
Is that enough? Is that really what you're willing to die for? Yeah. And, you know, so my fear is, you know, not accomplishing everything, but also understanding that the struggle and the pain that life just brings.
Right.
Like, that's fucking rough.
Yeah. I want to add to that, right? And it's just like, to the people that are watching, some of the people that you love at some point in time, you know, their time will be up as well. And I feel like that is, it's kind of like a realistic fear. There's inevitable. It's completely inevitable. It's gonna happen. You know, yeah. Like some way, somehow. Whether it's your wife, whether it's your cousin, whether it's your brother, your mother, your father. So appreciate the little things, and when you're appreciating those little things, don't trip over the little things. You know what I mean? Don't make small things bigger than they are. Just see for what it is. If it's a small thing, you know, if you can control it, then why cry about it? And if you can't control it, then why cry about it? Because you can't control it. You know, so really appreciate the little things, and live life like it's your last. And when I say that, don't go off and do stupid shit, you know.
Yeah.
But make it meaningful, make it purposeful, with a strong intent. But yeah, I just wanted to add to that because that was a really good answer. But shit, bro, you got me Salt Lake City in my eyes over here. Let me
Hey, you started
it. It's only gonna get harder, bro.
it.
Nah, it's only gonna get better. I'm gonna reword that. It's gonna get better. Question number 8. You see, I'm gonna let you cool off here. How would your friends describe you?
This goes back to like what I said. Is it depends on what friends you're asking. If you ask the friends that have the same mindset and the same idea of where they want to be at in life,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is kind of hard too, because I'll say it from what I hear.
Okay, that's a good way to say it.
Is I'm very optimistic.
Mhm.
I'm extreme. That's the word. I'm a very extreme person. I'm a very over the top kind of character. I hope that people would think that I'm a good character as well. You know,
Yeah.
like that's what I want to give off. I want to care for my friends. You know, right?
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to like what I give off, just ambitious. I'm like super ambitious.
Yeah.
Super wild. When it comes to wild, it's not like I'm wild. Like I'll go out drunk and do crazy things like that. It's just like you hear something that I did and you're like, I'm not even surprised. Like, you know, when I rented out a Lambo, like for the first time, like, you know, people for the first time, they were like he meant it. And it's like, yeah, I meant it.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, I did it again. He's a helicopter pilot. Like, you know, it's like, oh, it's crazy. But I said it. Like, that's kind of like, you know,
Like
just
wild in the essence that you are willing to take the risk.
yeah,
And
exactly.
a lot of people they don't because it's safer and it's more comfortable to not.
Yeah. And then I do want to point out too, side note is the hardest part about that too is where people that don't truly know me think that it can be egotistical. And I promise you, like I have no ego of I'm better ego. Like I'm very humble, I'm very grateful, I'm very like the reason why I do motivation and anything like that is because it's like you said, like you are capable of doing these things. I'm not out here driving Lambos because I think that only I can do it. I'm the person that's going to do it. I'm the best like there is. Like, but no. I'm driving Lambo because not the name of the car.
Yeah.
It's because that's what excites me. Like that's what makes me fun. Driving a Lambo, the best way to describe it is exhilarating. If I can have that feeling for the rest of my life, why wouldn't I have that feeling?
Yeah.
It's not about braggadocious and flashy and doing whatever thing. It's just I set my mind to it and I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And it made me happy. I'm not out there doing it for
other people. Or,
for like the oh that's cool,
hype,
bro.
hype,
Yeah. No. I could care less. You know, like if it makes me happy, it makes me happy. But what was the second part?
How would your friends describe you?
Oh, okay, yeah, just like that.
That's dope. Yeah, I like how you said it from the beginning though. It depends what friends you're asking.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so that was the people that kind of agree with me. Other people probably think that I could be very egotistical, very braggadocious, think that I'm better than others, not caring at all. Like, you know, the exact opposite. And that's hard too because I have to sit there and try to explain myself that I'm not that person.
Yeah, but do you know why?
Because I'm a jelly, peanut butter and jelly.
Nah, I think because that's what they see on the surface, and that's what I'm telling you. Like, kind of the questions you were asking me. People, it's very easy to just judge you by the surface, right? Because we act a certain way. I'm not gonna say that you don't act you everywhere you go, but I'm sure like you adapt to your environment, you know. And so it's probably very easy for people to, like, if you're putting out motivational videos, like, oh, look at this tryhard, bro's annoying with his little motivational videos, right? But
yeah,
there's more to it. Like, one, you're doing it because you can do it, like you said, you know. Two, because you want to make an impact. You're pushing out a good message, and like, you know, like don't judge you as a person putting out motivational videos when like if someone else is twerking, you know, like busting their ass, you know, like, and they're like, you know, but when it's like you trying to push something out, it's gonna be seen like that.
And I would say another view of that too is people don't know what took me to get to where I'm at. Again, I put out motivational videos because I'll tell you the exact reason why I do it. I got injured. First off, I went through. I was in the worst period of my life, or the worst, not the worst, but I was in a bad period in the military. Then I went to the best period of my military. Then I went to the worst part of the military, and then I got injured. And then that was probably one of the worst mental states that I was in my life. You want to talk about depression, anxiety, all those things. That's where I got that. I got addicted to opioids. I lost like, I don't know, maybe like 30, 40 pounds. I was like 140 pounds at like 21 years old. I couldn't even lift. I couldn't even bench press the bar itself. Couldn't move my fingers for like 8 months. Couldn't even move my fingers. Like I couldn't even go like that.
Damn.
And then I got to the point where I would take 2 hydrocodons and drink wine, and I would just watch Disney movies all day for like 6-7 months, bro. And then get this. Wow. Yeah, and then after I got injured from that, my chain of command was like, all right, come in. Like, you gotta start coming to work. I was driving to work high off of hydrocodone. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, y'all want me to come, I'll come.
Yeah.
And then they made me sit outside. Like, it was like 110 degrees because Fort Hood, right? And it's in August.
Yeah.
And they're building, we're getting ready to go to like a field or NTC or something like that. And so they're doing inventory in the containers, Connexes. And they just were like, all right, sit outside. And I'm in a cast. I'm like, I can't move. I'm like in my PTs. I can't even wear. I'm wearing like these untied, like the Roushes that you can't tie because I can't even get in my shirt. I can't get anything. Like, yeah, and all these things. And they're like, yeah, just come in. So I'm like, what the? So literally, like my 3rd day coming back off of like my 30-day con leave or whatever, I got appendicitis from sitting outside. I mean, I don't know if it's from sitting outside or it was just coincidence, but I got appendicitis and I got my it's appendicitis.
Yeah.
And this is the story behind that. So we're sitting outside. It's like 110, 115 degree heat. Like I'm dying, bro. Like it was fuck. I don't know why. Like I just felt bad. Mm-hmm. And I was like, like I've been sick because of taking meds from the meds, like whatever. But I was like, no, this is different. And I was telling my chain of command, and I was like, hey, like I don't feel good, like this and that. And they're like, all right, well then just go sit in the shade. And I'm like, I'm like, no, like I don't feel good. Like it's not like it's something else. And they're like, you'll be fine. Like it's like just wait till 1,500, 1,700 till close out.
Typical Army stuff.
Yeah. And one of my buddies came up to me and he's like, bro, you do not look good at all. And luckily, because at this time, he like all my chain of command left, and it was like a new chain of command, and he was one of the NCOs that like I had been really good friends with for a long time. He's like, nah, go to the TMC right now.
Yeah.
Went to the TMC and they're like, yeah, you have appendicitis. We need to rush you to the hospital. Went to the hospital like that day. And then of course, then the chain of command's like, I'm so sorry. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, kind of like checking their like crossing the T's on their eyes, making sure. I'm like, man, F y'all. Like, and that's kind of like where anyways. So where we were getting to, so that's where. What was the point? Let's get back to the point.
That was how was your friends describing?
Where did that even go? I don't know, but that was my hardest thing.
No, because you were saying like you're in a bad mental state, like you are the way you are because you were
making motivational videos. Because that's, I mean, and that's not even just where it started. That Yo, cut that out. Yo, hey, this is what happens. Welcome to the vlog.
Bro. Because you're like, whoa, what?
I got back to reality. See, that's what happens when I talk about it. That's what happens when I talk about that life, that I just get so engulfed into like that craziness. So anyways,
let me breathe.
So the reason why I make those motivational videos is because of what I went through, and to be where I'm at today, and to think that people sit there and live this life of that what they think is hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you don't even know. And I don't think that was hard. I think it could have been 10 times. I think it was hard for me.
Yeah.
And hard while I was going through it because I had never been through that. But now I know if I went through another position like that, it would be a cakewalk.
You're seasoned. That's why.
Yeah,
You know? Life seasoned.
Yeah,
Life seasoner.
well done, brother.
Life seasoner. Yeah. You're well done.
Oh god.
All right, let's just the next question.
Can you believe this guy? Can y'all believe him? All right. We're about to take a turn right now. Question number 9. I'm holding up a 5, 9. Not 9. Got something in my eye here. Do you think you're a good husband?
I think I'm a good husband. One, because my wife tells me.
Check the T.
I would say, but also with being a good husband is you also have to adapt and you have to change, and you constantly have to adapt and you constantly have to change, and you constantly have to listen and learn from your wife. There are things that I know I can do better. What are those things? I don't know. Probably, if I don't know. It's not that I don't know what I could do to be better. It's more of like, it's more of,
you're still growing with her.
yeah, it's more of like the things that we're gonna learn as we get older. I need to learn and get better. So
yeah.
If I would say one thing that I know I've worked on a lot, and this was one of our big, not issues, but one of the big things that she has told me is like emotions. When I grew up, there was no such thing as emotions.
Yeah.
It's not expressing how you feel. It's, it's not the fact that you're a man, get over it. It's more the fact that, get over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And that was really hard for my wife we would get in fights, and 5 seconds later, or not fights, but like we get in an argument or disagreement, and 5 seconds later, I'm fine. I'm like, it's cool. Whatever. And she's still upset. She's still mad. She's still hurt. And it's trying to understand her feelings and get her to understand my feelings too.
Yeah. It's a different kind of love. That's why.
Yeah. 100%.
So you love a certain way. She loves a certain way. And it's just a matter of like, getting to know how you both love.
Yeah.
And then, fitting those two puzzles together.
So I think I am a good husband. I hope I'm a good husband.
I think you're a good husband.
Baby, let me know in the comments. Am I a good husband?
Yeah.
She probably didn't even a comment. She don't even watch our videos.
Please drop it. Drop it in the comments, please. And this is my last question. And it's actually a follow-up to that question. As someone that isn't a very emotional person, or someone who isn't an emotional person, what is something you've been wanting to tell your wife that you just don't say enough to her, or just haven't had the chance to say?
So
look at her, bro.
This is something that I've changed, actually. Yeah, right, baby. I gotta tell you something.
I'm sorry for not putting the toilet seat down, but
this is actually something I've been telling her a lot lately. And it's, you kind of said it too, is I give her the all the credit, and even with the credit that I do give her and give you, is how much she's changed me as a person. Like, dude, I can't get over it enough. I can't express it enough, or I can't portray how much it truly changed me. Like how much she truly changed me. I was just a completely different person. And I was kind of telling you this before, is like I never knew the type of love that she gave me and that her family has for each other. Like, it's just such a different world of what love really is and how important it is to me, and just how much she has changed my life for the better. Like that's if I could try to get her to completely understand what I can't tell her, because it's what I feel, like it's just, I don't believe I would be anywhere near where I'm at today.
Yeah.
I think I would be, because I've always been an ambitious person. Always. Like, even when I was a little kid, my dad hated when I would talk about Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, guess what? Anyways, but I think what I would have been without her is the person that always said I wanted a Lamborghini, and just always looked at videos. Just that was it. Now it's, I want the Lamborghini, and how am I going to get there? Because it's not the fact that she's the person that I mean, it is. It is the fact. It is the fact that she took me out of being in this world that I'm so used to of expecting. It's almost like I was expecting everything to get handed to me, and with her, it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to properly say it, but I think with her, she's changed my life.
She fulfilled you in the areas you were lacking.
Yeah.
Just like life, you know.
Yeah.
And when those areas for you are fulfilled, you're just like you become top dog, bro. You know, but only a woman can do that.
Yeah.
Like a man can't do that. Even your best friend or whatever. Like
yeah,
I feel like men can motivate men, but like men can grow a man to become a great man. You know what I mean? Like a king always has a great queen behind him, right? Like, and so I think like your wife has done that for you. I feel like my wife has done that for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good answer, bro. Beautiful answer.
Just like that.
Just like that. But that's it, guys. That is today's episode. That is our new segment, the 10 Qs. Any Qs that you guys want to know about, whether it's me or Hayden or just out of this room, out of the vault in general, in the world, stuff that's going on, questions that you guys want us to touch on, address, drop them in the comments and we'll get to them. But without further ado, we'll see you on the next episode of The Vault.
Peace out, players. Thanks for watching.